The NBA playoffs are here, and I'm getting my bets in on FanDuel. Talk to me, Chuck GPT. What do you know?
All sorts of interesting stuff, even Charles Barkley's greatest fear.
Hey, nobody needs to know that.
New customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if you win. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
21 plus and present in select states.
Must be first online real money wager. $5 deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Your weekend is not complete without the First Lady of New York Radio. It's the Joan Hamburg Show. Talk Radio 77 WABC.
It's Joan Hamburg, and I'm happy to have you along for our Sunday adventure. I have to tell you, a lot of theater is coming in, and we get a lot of calls. Tickets are expensive. Should we? Shouldn't we? Which ones? What do you think? I saw Prayer for the French Republic right here on Broadway at the Samuel Friedman Theater. It's part of the Manhattan Theater Club. They're the producers. And it's based on a Jewish couple in the 40s living in Paris, wanting to hear news of their missing family. And then as time goes by, in plays, time is but a second, 70 years later, the great-grandchildren of this couple are asking themselves and everyone else the same questions that their ancestors did. Are we safe? And it's a look at so many different things: hatred and love and life and safety. Prayer for the French Republic I saw a really terrific production here at the Friedman Theater. Beautifully done, and I think you're going to like it. And don't forget, I know a lot of you love musicals, and you've asked about A Beautiful Noise. That's a show that a lot of you like. We get calls on it all the time, and I'm sure it's something that you really want to see. There's a lot on Broadway, appropriate at the Helen Hayes Theater. Aladdin, not a new play, but a play that people love. I have a big family from South America, and whenever they come in, if they want to go to theater and they haven't seen it, Chicago is always top of the list. It's an old show, but they love it. Everyone loves to see Chicago. So don't forget, it's at the Ambassador Theater, and I know it's a show that you're really going to enjoy. And, of course, Hamilton. Remember, no one could get tickets for Hamilton? Now, Hamilton is still doing good business at the Richard Rodgers Theater. And, again, something that is going to be very special to you. How to Dance in Ohio. I'm off to see it. And I haven't seen it yet, but I am going to see it. And I hear all kinds of good things about it. Kimberly Akimbo, that show we really enjoyed too. And Moulin Rouge. I'm telling you guys, you've got a lot to see in theater. And 6 is a big hit and a show that you'll love. And that's a show you can bring. Teenage girls love that show. And you're going to love it too. The Lion King? The Lion King is never too old to see. It's a great show. Wicked, another great show. So, and don't forget Days of Wine and Roses, something that is getting tremendous press and very good business. So just get started with all of that. Let us know how you feel, but we will bring you a lot of news about theater and about everything that's connected with theater. And you know, my idea of a perfect New York day, if you're coming into the city, is get a matinee for Saturday or Sunday. Sometimes they're 3 o'clock on Sunday, 2 o'clock on Saturday. So you've got the day, you've got time to drive in. Take yourself to Sardi's. Have you ever been to Sardi's? Sardi's says theater no matter when you go there. And I love to bring people and have them look at all the pictures of all the famous actors and actresses hanging on the walls. You can get, the food is actually very good at Sardi's. Delicious chicken dishes. We, for many years, did a live show from there with an audience. Hopefully we'll do that again one day. But everyone gets the biggest kick out of it. It's right in the theater district, and you see a lot of stars eat there. It's home, and it's easy to be there. And I love their soup. I sometimes go in, and I know this sounds crazy, but I'll have scrambled eggs and crispy bacon. Or if the show isn't too late, we'll go to Sardi's and have supper. And it's like Broadway used to be. So don't forget, that's your perfect, the matinee, the very early supper at Sardi's, where you're part of the theater scene, and then you're home before dark. It really works out. So there's a lot going on. And theater should be part of your New York experience. It's my favorite thing to do in the city. And I do love the matinees. I hate the fact that now that it's so cold that you have to wait online half the time to get in. But it's worth it. You've got a lot of shows to see now in New York. And the timing is so right for Prayer for the French Republic. It's everything we're scared of today. It's about racism and anti-Semitism and hatred, but it's also about hope. And that's what's so important. We need that today. With all that's going on in the world, no matter what, don't ever give up that feeling of hope or optimism. And make your feelings heard, too, because that's what really counts. So these are just a couple of thoughts to add to your Manhattan experience. And I have a lot of friends and family who live in the suburban areas, and they almost never come in. And you should come in. If you come in early enough, I know it sounds nuts, but you can park your car. You know, don't save it for the last minute. And when I was a kid, my mom would pick me up at the neighborhood Playhouse School of the Theater, where I went to some kids' theater program. And we would walk on Broadway, and she would just say, pick a show. We never read the reviews, or we didn't care, and we would just pick a show. And we'd go every week to a different theater and have a different theatrical experience. And it's where I got my love for theater. And I did that for my kids. You can do it for your kids. And there's all kinds of special things. There's 2-for-1 tickets. There's kids half-off day. So check it out and make sure to participate in the heart and soul of New York, the Broadway Theater. It's really special. I'm always asked if I have favorite shows. Like, we're willing to come into the city and park our car, but what shows should I see? And, you know, I don't go to theater that often. That's what is part of the thing. So tell me. Well, I love the theater, so, you know, it's hard for me to say, see this and see that. But if you're not a theater goer, or like a lot of people, they can't spend the ticket or whatever, then I'm going to say to you, let's take a look at a handful of plays, even though you and I have mentioned them before. Chicago is an old play, but it's so much fun. It's so lively, and it's right here at the Ambassador Theater. It's about 2 hours and 30 minutes. I would do a matinee so that you're not worried about getting back to wherever, the middle of the night. It's a Bob Fosse book, Fred Ebb, lyrics and music. And I think he did the book, too, with Fosse. And the famous Weislers, Barry and Fran, produce. This show is never too old. Every time I've gone to see this show, it's like a new experience. So what a nice way to spend a Saturday or a Sunday matinee. Come in if you want to. You can get on the theater line in Times Square where you get a discount, or get them in advance. Go online. You'll find all kinds of discounts. And you know you're going to have a great time, like with Hamilton, which is special, with a great cast and really doing great business. Another thing to do on a weekend. It's long, though. It's almost 3 hours. And that's a long sit for a lot of you. But that's why I'm telling you, the matinee. On Tuesdays, it's a 7 o'clock curtain, so not bad, right? It's so you get out at a decent time. But a Wednesday matinee at 2 o'clock, I love doing that. And then you walk over a lot of the restaurants, Joe Allen's, all of them, go in, have an early dinner. You don't want to have a big deal. Have a burger or have a snack, have a drink, sit at the bar. Everyone loves the theater. Everyone will talk to you. And it's a nice thing to do. It is. And Harmony, a lot of people love to go see it. It's got a great support system behind it. Bruce Sussman, Barry Manilow. And Barry, God bless him, has always wanted to do Broadway. So here he and Bruce and some very talented theater people have come up with this. Could be Barry's story, but I know you're going to like it. And then it's at the Ethel Barrymore. And it's the same thing. The show lets out, let's say it's a 2 o'clock Sunday, it's a 2 o'clock Saturday matinee if you go. And it's 2 hours and 30 minutes. So you go at 2, 4:30 it's done, and take yourself for a very early dinner. When I go to Sardi's, the theater restaurant, I don't like to go upstairs. I mean, unless it's lunch, or it's a special occasion we're doing. I like to sit downstairs and look around and look at all the faces actors, actresses who do eat there before their curtain because it's right there, and they love it. And I love it. Nothing says Broadway more than checking in at Sardi's and having a good lunch or an early supper and then walking over to the theater. And all the problems we have in the world, I find that when you sit in a theater and the lights start to dim and the curtain starts to go up, you feel your heart sort of pounding a little, and you feel it's okay. Everything's okay, and you're taken to a different place for 2 hours, 2 hours and 30 minutes. It's an incredible experience, and it says New York, so do it. Like, if it's a bad weekend, meaning rain, and perfect for theater. And you can almost always get a ticket at that time, too. So don't say no. Say yes, and it's something you're going to see. And bring the kids. They love it. And the earlier they're exposed to it, the more exciting that it is. And every time we see it, we let you know. So I will give you a report next week on how to dance in Ohio. And I have seen so many others. Kimberly Akimbo, you're going to love that show. And it's got an absolutely brilliant cast. So all of that is part of something. MJ at the Neil Simon, Moulin Rouge, bring the teenagers to see Six, Spamalot at the St. James. These are all things that will give you great pleasure. And you don't go that often. I know it's expensive, and it's one of my pet peeves. People would go to the theater. They just don't want to spend, $300, $275 for a ticket? But amortize it. How often do you go? And it's part of your New York experience. I went to see Shucked at the Nederland. I thought, who's going to see a show like Shucked? That's what it's about. Shucked corn. But I got a big kick out of it. You're going to love Pearly Victorious at the Music Box. at the St. James Spamalot. Even Sweeney Todd is back at the Lunfontaine. The Book of Mormon, one of the funniest shows in New York. And I took my granddaughter to see The Lion King. Oh my gosh, she was enthralled. And that's a wonderful gift to give to your family. Or if you have children or grandchildren, they love that. It's never too old. So pick yourself up, take a deep breath, participate in the life of New York, and that's very much a part of it. Oh, by the way, I don't go to the movies that often. It's amazing. I have 2 kids in my family, including my son and Dougie Lyman, my nephew. They have movies all the time. And I must make myself get up and go to the movies. But I saw a terrible day. It was nasty and rainy. And I said, all right, I'm going to go to the movies. And I saw The Boys in the Boat. Did any of you guys see that? It was a wonderful movie. It made us feel so good. It was heartwarming. And, you know, I went to a theater on, 86th Street and 3rd Avenue. The theater was empty. I think there were 6 people sitting in that theater. I thought, how is theater going to survive? Only a handful of people. Well, the handful of us loved it. We sat there thrilled with every minute. So that's a movie that you want to see, The Boys in the Band, and it's predicated on a true story. So see that one, and then let me know what you think. All right, guys, we've got to stop talking so much and give everyone else a turn. Oh, did I mention Days of Wine and Roses? You want to do that one too. So that's enough to get you off your butt and into the world. Okay? I'm Joan Hamburg, and we have lots more to talk about.
Hello, folks. Larry Kudlow here. Pay attention, because China is leading the largest anti-American alliance since World War II. One that's already dumped U.S. bonds, grabbed 43 million acres of our farmland, and is plotting to dethrone the dollar. That's why IRA and 401k savers are protecting their savings with gold. Please go to freegoldguide.com/Kudlow or just call 800-621-3908 for your free gold guide on how to protect your wealth with gold 100% tax-free.